Hey there everyone, my name is Connor Blay and thank you so much for clicking on this video as we are going to discuss how to obtain a US student visa. There is a lot that goes into the process of obtaining a US student visa and it can be quite intimidating. In this video, we'll talk about the types of visa and immigration options that you have as an international student. Then we'll go through the basic steps that you'll need to know in order to successfully navigate the visa application process. First, let's learn about the types of visa and immigration options you have, starting with the F1 visa. The F1 visa is the most common type of visa that is issued to U.S. international students. Typically, students who are enrolling in an academic program or English language program at a U.S. college or university are issued this type of visa. The J1 visa is issued to students who are enrolling in a work and study exchange and visitor program. Educational or nonprofit institutions sponsor these programs. The M1 visa is reserved for non-academic or vocational studies. A few examples of vocational studies are learning to be a medical assistant, automobile repair person, computer technician, or construction manager. Also known as the diversity visa program, the Green Card Lottery is an opportunity to obtain a green card through computer-generated selection. The U.S. State Department provides 50,000 green cards every year to people who enter the lottery. The H1b Visa is issued to individuals who have a work sponsor, specifically in specialty fields like science, medicine, engineering, and mathematics. This isn't an option for students while they study. However, it is a great option for students who wish to extend their stay in the U.S. after their OPT period. All of these are feasible options for you if you are studying and/or working in the US. However, for this video, we're going to stick to discussing the three main types of visas for US international students: F1, J1, and M1. If you would like to learn more about any of the other previously mentioned visa and immigration options, you can visit our Visa and Immigration Center, which we will link for you in the description of this video. Next, let's go through the qualifications for obtaining an F1, J1, or M1 visa. United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, abbreviated as USCIS, has outlined eligibility requirements for obtaining an F1 or M1 visa. In order to satisfy F1 or M1 visa requirements, you must meet the criteria shown on the slide. First, you must maintain residence outside of the United States, and you must be able to prove that you have no plans of giving up residence in the country where you reside permanently. Second, you must be enrolled full-time as a student in an academic, a language training, or a vocational program. Third, the school you enroll at must be approved by the Student and Exchange Visitors Program, or SEVP. Fourth, you must be proficient in English or be enrolled in an English language program dedicated to achieving English proficiency. Finally, you must be able to prove that you have sufficient funds available for the duration of your proposed program. You must meet all requirements in order to be deemed eligible. USCIS is very strict, and if you do not meet all of the requirements, it's very likely that your visa application will be denied. That's why it's important that you know how to prove that you meet all of the requirements. We'll get into that more as we discuss the F1 visa application process. J1 visa requirements are a little bit more complex because there are several different types of J1 programs. Each of the J1 programs that are available under the J1 visa has specific requirements that you will need to fulfill. It would take a very long time for me to go through all of the requirements, and we're sure you have other things to do today. Instead, we'll just give you a list of J1 program options. Au pair allows people between the ages of 18 and 26 to work for a family providing childcare. This often includes cooking for, tutoring, and cleaning after kids. In exchange for your services, you will receive a stipend as well as housing, typically in or very close to the family's home. Becoming a camp counselor is also an option under the J1 visa. Typically, camp takes place during the summer and you are provided with housing and meals by the camp at no cost to you. You may study at an American college or university under the College and University Student Program. Students in this program must be funded by a source other than personal or family. For example, the US government, your home country's government, or an international organization of which the US is a member. If you are a high school student, you may study at a US high school through the Secondary School Student Program. To be eligible, the student must be between the ages of 15 and 18 by the first day of school, and the student must have completed more than 11 years of primary and secondary school education. The Government Visitor Program is for distinguished individuals selected by a U.S. federal, state, or local government agency to visit the U.S. They engage in observations, tours, discussions, consultations, professional meetings, conferences, workshops, and travel in order to gain familiarity with the work of their counterparts in the U.S. The International Visitor Program is meant for key foreign nationals who wish to visit the U.S. to strengthen professional and personal relationships. To be eligible for this program, you must be considered a leader or a potential leader in your field. The Physician Program allows foreign physicians to enroll in U.S. graduate medical programs or training at U.S. medical schools. If you're interested in conducting research, perhaps you might want to consider the Professor and Research Scholars Program. In this program, participants engage in research, teaching, and lecturing at American schools. Through the Short-Term Scholar Program, you may conduct research for a maximum duration of 6 months. In the Specialist Program, experts in a specialized field travel to the U.S. for an exchange of knowledge and skills with other specialists. The Summer Work Program allows post-secondary students to travel to the U.S. and work over the duration of the summer. The Teacher Program allows teachers to teach at a primary or secondary school in the U.S. for up to 3 years. Trainee programs are designed to help professionals gain exposure and experience in their field through training at U.S. businesses. You must be at least 20 years old to participate. The Intern Program allows professionals to participate in internships in their occupational field. Generally, J1 visa holders are required to work only for their program sponsors. In some cases, however, J1 holders may work for non-sponsor employers if they meet certain requirements. The J1 visa is for non-immigrant spouses or children of J1 exchange visitors. In most cases, you can work in the U.S. with this type of visa with an employment authorization document. If you'd like to view the full requirements for each J1 visa program, visit our J1 visa page, which we'll link you to in the description of the video. Now let's shift to the process of applying for a student visa, starting with F1 and M1 visas. Before even beginning the process of applying, you must have received an acceptance letter from a college or university in the U.S. that is approved by SCVP. Once you have been admitted, you can start the process. The very first step you'll need to complete when applying for an F1 or M1 visa is paying your SEVIS fee. This is a one-time fee of $350 that should be paid prior to your visa interview at a U.S. embassy or consulate. Most prospective F1 or M1 students can pay the SEVIS fee via credit card on fmjfee.com. That's on your screen. However, if you are a citizen or were born in Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, or Gambia, you must pay by money order, Western Union Quick Pay, or a certified check drawn from a U.S. bank. After paying your fee, you must obtain a receipt, as you will need to present proof of payment before being issued an F1 or M1 visa. You will also need to obtain an I-20, which you will need to present to the consular officer when you attend your F1 or M1 visa interview. Your I-20 will be provided to you by your school. The next step is to complete the F1 or M1 visa application. There are multiple ways to complete the F1 or M1 visa application. However, the online visa application form DS-160 is perhaps the most convenient. You must pay a non-refundable fee in order to complete the application. Then after completing the form, you must print the application form confirmation page to bring with you to your M1 or F1 visa interview. Additionally, you will need to upload a photo of yourself when completing the online form DS-160. There is an extensive list of photo requirements that we will link you to in the description of the video. Once you have completed the application, you will then need to schedule your F1 or M1 visa interview. Keep in mind that wait times for an interview may be longer than usual due to COVID-19. For your interview, the following documents will be required: a valid passport, the non-immigrant visa application form DS-160, the application fee payment receipt, a passport photo, and a certificate of eligibility for non-immigrant student status, which is your I-20. In addition, you will be required to show proof of finances and ties to your home country. So it's a good idea to print a bank statement that will prove that you have funds to complete your program and strong ties to your home country. Other ways to prove that you have strong ties to your home country could include presenting a job offer letter, disclosing your assets, for example, your house, car, land, etc., or showing that your family will be living there while you complete your studies in the U.S. We strongly recommend that you set aside a lot of time to prepare for your interview, as this is the part of the application where many struggle. It is difficult to gauge exactly what you will be asked, but in general, you can expect questions about your study plans, questions about your college or university choice, questions about your academic capability, questions about your financial status, and questions about your post-graduation plans. A great way to practice is to have a friend or family member ask the sample questions listed on our website. We'll provide the link to that for you in the description as well. You may also want to consider contacting an immigration attorney who can provide you with one-on-one visa interview coaching. When you attend your interview, a consulate officer will administer questions and determine if you are qualified for F1 or M1 visa issuance. You will also be required to provide a digital fingerprint scan and may also be required to pay a visa issuance fee. If your visa is approved, your passport will be taken away from you, and you will be informed when you can get it back with your F1 or M1 visa. Typically, you can either pick it up or have it mailed to you. F1 and M1 visas can be issued up to 120 days prior to beginning your studies. However, you will not be allowed to enter the US until 30 days before your program's start date. Having an F1 or M1 visa interview certainly does not guarantee visa approval, and if your visa is denied, you will be given a reason why. The good news is that if your visa does get denied, you can apply 3 business days after you have been informed of your rejection. The process of applying for a J1 visa differs from that of the F1 and M1 visas. If you're interested in any of the exchange visitor programs that we discussed earlier in the video, stay tuned as we take you through the steps of applying for a J1 visa. In order to apply for a J1 visa, the first thing you'll need to do is find a J sponsor. There are many J sponsors located across the US that work in various fields. To find a J sponsor, we recommend browsing through the US Department of State's official list of designated sponsor organizations. We'll put that link in the description for you. Please note that sponsors screen all applicants and will be looking for you to demonstrate English proficiency. Once you have been approved by a designated sponsor organization, you can then begin the DS 2019 form. This form will allow you to get an interview at a U.S. embassy or consulate. If a spouse, child, or children will be joining you, they must each complete separate DS 2019 forms. Your DS 2019 form or forms will be issued to you by your designated sponsor. After completing your DS 2019 form or forms, you will need to pay your fees. The first required fee is the SEVIS fee, which is a one-time payment of $220. It is important to note that this fee may be included in your fees to your sponsoring organization, so check with your sponsor to determine whether you or they will pay the fee. The second required fee is the non-immigrant visa application processing fee, which is a one-time payment of $160. You can pay this online on the U.S. Department of State website. If you are participating in a program with the U.S. government, Department of State, U.S. Agency for International Development, or a U.S. government-funded educational or cultural exchange program, you are exempt from the non-immigrant visa application processing fee. Finally, to complete the J1 application process, you must successfully pass through an interview with a U.S. consular officer at an embassy or consulate. Again, it's important to note that wait times may be longer than usual due to COVID-19. You will need to submit the following documents prior to your interview: DS 2019 form, DS 7002 form, Form DS 160, a valid passport for travel to the U.S. with validity 6 months after the intended period of stay in the U.S., and one 2x2 photograph of yourself. We recommend that you check with your local embassy or consulate to confirm what documents are necessary for the application. You may also check out our J1 visa interview page, which is linked in the description, to prepare. I know that was a lot of information to take in, but if you're interested in learning more about the process of obtaining a U.S. student visa, be sure to check out the links we've provided in the description and the comments. If you're watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any uploads. And if you're watching on Facebook, we'd love it if you gave our page a like to stay up to date on international education topics and information about colleges and universities. Don't hesitate to like and share this video with your friends if you found this information helpful. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.